Hey everyone, diving in today on something I think we can all relate to, sibling relationships.
Uh,
And we're not talking about like those picture-perfect families you see on TV, right?
right.
We're talking real strategies, usable stuff to help
hmm
your kids build those strong, positive bonds, you know.
Absolutely.
So we've gone through um, a ton of expert advice and kind of like distilled it down to five, I guess you could say, big actionable tips.
Love it.
But we're not just like going to list them off. We're digging into the why, the how, the research behind it, so you can actually, use this stuff.
Exactly. Make it work for your family.
Okay, so let's jump right in. First up, something I think every parent has witnessed: those classic sibling battles, right?
Oh, yeah.
The toys, the space, you name it.
The front seat?
Oh, the front seat always. So how do we like channel that energy into something more positive?
Teamwork. It's all about teamwork. And it sounds maybe a little simplistic, but honestly, the research here is fascinating. When kids have to work together, especially when there's a problem to solve, they start to see each other as allies. It's like they're building a bridge, both literally and figuratively.
I love that. Building a bridge. Okay, so instead of like the typical go clean your room, it's more like, hey, team family, let's conquer this mountain of laundry.
Exactly. And you can tailor it, right? For little kids, it might be building a fort, maybe a puzzle.
Yeah.
Teenagers, maybe they plan and cook a meal together or tackle like a DIY project around the
It's
house.
amazing how, like, even those little accomplishments together, it can really start to, like, change the whole vibe, right?
Sure.
Speaking of vibe, let's talk about comparisons
Yeah.
because uh, I think every parent at some point had probably said something like, why can't you be more like your sister?
Right. Oh,
Oh,
we've
yeah.
all been there. But the thing is, when we constantly compare, we kind of accidentally turn it into a competition instead of celebrating who they are as individuals.
Yeah, that's like we forget that they each come with like their own strengths, their own challenges. So how do we encourage them to like embrace that?
Celebrate, focus on what they are, not what they're not, right? So maybe one kid's like a natural builder and the other one, they're amazing with words. Create those opportunities to really highlight those individual talents and passions.
And that can really shift the whole like, I don't know, the family dynamic, right?
Totally.
To one of appreciation.
Yeah.
Okay, we can't talk about siblings without uh talking about conflict.
Right.
Because let's be real, disagreements, they're just gonna happen.
They are, and I would argue they're good. They're a good thing.
Okay.
Because it's an opportunity to learn, right? Conflict resolution, that's a life skill. So instead of always jumping in and being the referee, we can give our kids the tools to work through these disagreements themselves.
So teach them to like actually listen to each other,
Yes.
express their feelings, maybe even compromise.
Yeah. It's like you're handing them a toolbox, right?
Yeah.
Communication, problem solving, those are things that go way beyond, just those sibling spats.
And that's what we want,
Right.
right? We want them to have those skills for life. So speaking of like changing the focus, how do we get them to see past the squabbles and appreciate those moments of connection?
Well, sometimes you have to point them out, right? Look for those little moments, the kindness, the support, the shared laughter.
Like when like your teenager actually lets their little brother tag along, or
Yes.
they like team up to like surprise you with something.
Yeah, exactly. And when you highlight those positives, it strengthens their bond. It reminds them that they're on the same team.
It all comes back to teamwork.
It really does.
Okay, last but not least, something that I think in our busy lives can easily fall by the wayside:
Yeah.
quality time.
It's so important, though. That quality time is the glue that holds it all together. It doesn't have to be, these big elaborate things.
Right.
Family dinners,
Yeah.
game night, just reading a book aloud together.
Those are the memories, though, right? That
Yeah.
stick with you.
So there you have it, five hopefully actionable tips to help you nurture those strong sibling bonds. But before we go, something to think about. All these things we talked about, the teamwork, celebrating the individual, communication. I mean, those are important for all relationships, right? Not just the ones with our siblings. So how can you apply these ideas to other parts of your life? Just something to ponder. Until next time, everyone.